Once upon a time, McDonald's wasn't just a fast food chain, it was part of the American childhood. The golden arches symbolized more than burgers and fries. They stood for affordability, familiarity, and comfort. But today, that once beloved empire is showing cracks. Sales are falling, customers are walking away, and the world's most recognizable restaurant is facing a reckoning decades in the making. It started with the food, but it's become something much bigger. For generations, McDonald's was where broke college students and struggling families could grab a meal without worrying about their wallets. Now, even those who grew up under the glow of the arches are feeling priced out. In the last decade alone, the cost of McDonald's fries has skyrocketed by over 100%. A simple Big Mac meal can cost more than $15 in some cities. The value in the value menu? Gone. It's a shocking reversal for a company that once built its empire on being the cheapest game in town. Low and middle-income households, the backbone of McDonald's customer base, are realizing that the math no longer works. When you can feed a family of 4 cheaper at home than through the drive-thru, the decision becomes easy. And while McDonald's blames inflation, the truth is that prices have outpaced wages by a long shot. Paychecks have barely budged while menu costs have exploded. McDonald's tried quick fixes. $5 meal deals, temporary promotions, flashy advertising, anything to remind customers why they used to love it. But the damage was already done. For many, McDonald's simply doesn't represent affordability anymore. Parents who once treated their kids to Happy Meals now second-guess whether it's even worth it. That golden glow of nostalgia has dimmed. But price isn't the only problem. There's something else driving customers away, something deeper, the food itself. Remember when McDonald's burgers actually tasted like beef? When were fries crispy, salty perfection? Those days are long gone. Over the years, McDonald's has quietly changed recipes, reformulated ingredients, and thinned out their portions. The burgers are smaller. The meat has more fillers. And the ingredient list reads like a science experiment: preservatives, stabilizers, and artificial flavors that most people can't pronounce. The fries, once iconic, tell an even sadder story. They used to be cooked in beef tallow, a rich fat that gave them that unmistakable flavor. Now, it's vegetable oil mixed with artificial beef flavoring. And no, it's not the same. Portion sizes have shrunk, too, but prices haven't. A medium fry barely fills its box. Chicken nuggets look smaller than ever. McDonald's claims these changes improve quality, but customers aren't buying it. Literally. And it's not just taste or size. Americans have become more aware, more conscious about what they're putting into their bodies. Decades of studies linking fast food to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease have shifted public perception. The same families that once piled into McDonald's every weekend are now reading nutrition labels and worrying about sodium and preservatives. A single Happy Meal can contain more salt than a child should eat in an entire day. That's a hard sell for health-conscious parents. Meanwhile, the organic and clean eating movements have transformed the food landscape. Grocery stores now feature entire aisles dedicated to natural and plant-based options. People want transparency, real ingredients, local sourcing, and fewer chemicals. McDonald's can't keep up because its business model depends on industrial-scale supply chains and long shelf lives. And while it's tried dipping into the plant-based trend, the brand still revolves around processed meat and cheese. Health-focused consumers have moved on, and they're not looking back. Even the physical restaurants tell a story of decline. Remember when McDonald's was fun? Bright red booths, colorful murals, and play places that felt like tiny amusement parks. For kids, it was magic. For parents, it was affordable happiness. But starting in the 2010s, McDonald's decided to grow up, and maybe grow out of touch. The company stripped away its vibrant colors and kid-friendly energy, replacing them with modern simplicity. Today's McDonald's looks more like a sterile office lobby than a place to enjoy a meal. Gray walls, hard chairs, white countertops, designed for efficiency, not comfort. The play areas disappeared. The birthday party spaces vanished. Even the iconic characters, Ronald, Grimace, and the Hamburglar, have quietly faded into corporate history. What was once warm and welcoming now feels cold and impersonal. Parents who bring their kids hoping to relive their own childhoods are often disappointed. The magic is gone, replaced by a design language that says, "Eat quickly and leave." But the company's troubles don't stop at bad design choices. McDonald's has spent the last decade dealing with a wave of negative publicity that never seems to end. Worker complaints about unsafe conditions, wage theft, and harassment have made national headlines. Strikes at multiple locations highlight deep cracks in the company's labor practices. Then there's the infamous ice cream machine debacle, a running joke turned federal investigation. The fact that someone had to create a website just to track which locations have working ice cream machines says it all. And social media has only made things worse. Every unsanitary incident, every viral video of a dirty kitchen or rude employee, spreads like wildfire. The internet doesn't forget, and in the court of public opinion, McDonald's often loses. Add to that the lawsuits, environmental criticism, and accusations of contributing to childhood obesity, and it's clear the brand's once bulletproof image is now riddled with holes. All the while, competitors have evolved, and evolved fast. Chipotle offers fresh ingredients for roughly the same price as a McDonald's combo. Five Guys serves burgers that taste like actual beef. Chick-fil-A is faster, friendlier, and cleaner. Even grocery stores have stepped into the ring, offering ready-to-eat meals and $5 rotisserie chickens that feed an entire family for less than 2 McDonald's meals. The idea that fast food equals convenience no longer holds up. Why drive to McDonald's when you can get better food delivered from a local restaurant with a few taps on your phone? The pandemic made that shift permanent. People learned to cook again. They realized that homemade food doesn't just taste better, it's cheaper. 1 pound of ground beef can make 4 burgers for the cost of a single Big Mac. Once customers discovered that, McDonald's value proposition fell apart. Meanwhile, competitors leaned into authenticity and brand identity. Taco Bell embraced its quirky personality. Subway reinvented itself after a PR disaster. Panera and Sweetgreen built reputations around quality and freshness. Even regional chains like Culver's and In-N-Out have built loyal followings with better food and better service. McDonald's, by comparison, feels stuck, trying to sell nostalgia wrapped in modern packaging, without realizing that the nostalgia itself has disappeared. At its core, McDonald's made one critical mistake: it assumed its customers would never leave. The company believed that brand loyalty and convenience would keep people coming back, even as prices rose and quality fell. But the world has changed. Today's consumers have options and expectations. They want better ingredients, fair prices, transparency, and experience. McDonald's still offers speed, but speed alone isn't enough anymore. Now, the empire that defined fast food for generations faces an identity crisis. It's too expensive for the budget crowd, too unhealthy for the health conscious, and too bland for anyone chasing flavor or experience. What was once a cultural icon is now struggling to justify its existence in a world that moved on. If McDonald's wants to survive, it'll take more than a new ad campaign or another limited-time offer. It will need to rediscover what made it great in the first place: real value, real food, and real connection. Because right now, the golden arches are starting to look a little rusted.